Hello, everyone. This is Poonam Sagar again with another episode of InFocus. InFocus shines a light on the inspiring young people and stories shaping communities in Indonesia and beyond. Each episode takes you into their journeys, their challenges, their impact, offering authentic insights and fresh perspectives from rising change makers to creative innovators. InFocus celebrates the power of youth to speak to spark change, connect communities, and inspire us all. In this episode of In Focus, we feature Akash Nathani, former professional footballer, coach, and sports entrepreneur shaping the future of youth football in Indonesia. From playing in Singapore, Italy, England, and the US to founding the Akash Nathani Futsal Academy and Pro Ball Mastery, Akash has turned his passion for the game into a movement, training over 500 young players today. His programs focus on ball mastery, discipline, and building character, both on and off the field. His story is one of resilience, reinvention, and a relentless drive to give the next generation a bigger playing field. Hello, Akash. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the great introduction. Very much appreciated, Poonam. Thank you. Thank you for having me on this call.
You're very welcome, Akash. We know of each other for many years now, but we've never had
Yeah.
this opportunity to convert this into a proper interview. So,
Yeah.
Akash, tell us what you were like as a child, both in school and
Uh,
field.
I was extremely active. I really my passion was football, and even at a young age in primary school, there was another sport that I excelled in, and I represented Singapore. That was sepak takraw, and that was something that a lot of the footballers was, I mean, they were playing it as well, but by the time we turned 13, we had to specialize we had to specialize in one of the sports, so obviously we all chose football.
Right. And
And academically, I was slightly above average, I would say. But what was surprising or just really odd, I think, uh, I excelled in maths.
oh,
I don't know. I mean, all the other subjects was just very borderline or above, slightly above borderline. But I excel in maths, and it's something that I enjoy. Numbers, and now, as an entrepreneur, it's helped me as well.
right. So, math and football. So,
Yeah,
what attracted you to football, and when did you know it was more than just a hobby?
I I used to watch my dad play. He played at an amateur level, community based. I was in preschool. I used to attend his games, watch him, and I used to be at the sidelines, running around, kicking the ball, and just somehow from there, we this was back in Jakarta where I was born, and then when primary one, I was already in Singapore, and it just went on from there. Everybody was playing it in Singapore. Access to the sport was very easy, and yeah, so it's all that I did was football. Out of school, of course, football. Well, in school, whatever pocket of time was football, everything football.
Yeah. So you've played across Singapore, Italy, England, US, and Indonesia. Which
Mhm.
experience shaped you the most as a player and as a person?
I I don't think there's any one place that would say completely. I think it's a little bit of everything because it's just cross cultures, different people, different situations, adapting. And but yeah, I would say every bit gave me a lot of strength, a lot of courage to make decisions, made me independent. Uh, they all have different pros and cons to it, and but super experience in all those places.
Right. So Akash, I understand that a serious knee injury shifted your path from playing to coaching.
Mhm.
How did you find the strength and direction during that time?
It's it's funny that it brought me back to my true love, which is football. Uh, when I got injured, I didn't want to have anything got to do with the sport really. It happened when I was in the US. I was on a scholarship there, and although I had medical assistance support, like to help me get back to 100%, but my mind wasn't into it anymore. I was very bitter towards it, and I came back to Singapore where my family was still there for a few more years. I transferred my credits from university. I graduated in Singapore. While doing my university in Singapore, I took because a lot of my ex-teammates, since I was a kid, in the youth league and all, have all turned professional in Singapore. Many of them went on to have great careers too. So even coming back to Singapore from the US, I was always in that circle with my old teammates. And so I thought, why not? Let's just do a coaching certification. You never know. I mean, it's something that I can relate to. But I just did it out of, just for fun. I didn't think I was going to go back into the sport. And when I came back to Indonesia after that, after graduating with a business degree, but my heart, my soul is always in the sport. Although I was bitter towards it, it sucked me right back in, and that's how we started at first the ANFA, the futsal program, and then we branched out to the ball mastery, pro ball mastery, and then we went on to pro ball football.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
you actually transformed, a challenge into an opportunity. How wonderful is that? So, tell us more about your Pro Ball mastery. And
Yes. So the Pro Bowl Mastery, what's active right now is our Pro Bowl football. So we are running at a very big scale. We are we are at about 200 plus players. We are in a few locations. We are in Kemang, Pejaten, even in West Jakarta, Puri Kembangan. We are in Sunter, Kuningan, and we are also in a few of the international schools as after-school activity programs. We have a team of super coaches. We have also my ex-coach, who was the national team coach of Indonesia, Mr. Bernard Shkum, who
hmm,
helps. So we created our own curriculum, and we have our own coaches education internally, and this is all run by Bernie, Coach Bernard Shkum. So in terms of the program, I think it's an excellent program for kids to to grow not just technically or tactically, but again as a human being in terms of life skills. So getting that on board with Pro Ball, we have a lot of people interested with us in our program because we have to be honest, 99.9% of the kids that come here are not going to turn professional,
right.
but what are the parents investing in? And this is where we come in very strong in terms of character building, again, life skills. And we've seen a lot of kids transform in terms of their personality, their character. And I think that's a big success already.
So, Akash, how would you describe yourself as a coach? Means if you were to see yourself from your students' eyes or your coaches, how would you describe yourself?
Uh, I don't know if it's a fair thing to describe myself, but I think many of the players think I'm very hard on them. But that's how I was shaped also. We were all, well, just a figure of speech. We had mud on our faces. So we grew up with limited resources and we maximized it.
Yes.
And I think it's a challenge for kids these days with a lot of distractions. So we as educators, we as coaches are here to remind them to keep reminding them to be on their path.
Right. So, Akash, beyond football, you've also ventured into paddle sports. What
Yes.
excites you about introducing new games and such opportunities in Indonesia?
I've never actually been involved with anything out of football or futsal really, and this came by accident when I was put as general secretary of the federation when we first formed 2.5 years ago. Nobody knew what pedal was. I didn't know what pedal was, and the federation was formed. And with my skill set of how I've run Pro Ball and Anfa and mimicking it or copy pasting a lot of the values there into the federation, it has helped tremendously. We are now 2.5 years later. What we saw initially, and we knew it was going to be a big hit. People are only seeing it now, but we have made the sport from, I wouldn't say zero, but -1, and where it is today. So we just days ago we just did our first national team selection. uh, we have selected our best athletes, 10 men, 10 women. They will be flying to Doha, Qatar for the Asia Cup in October. So we are doing a lot of things. This year we've had 4 national circuits: Jakarta, Bandung, Surabaya, and a few weeks ago we were in Bali. This is how we scout our national players. And yeah, so it's given me a lot of blessings as well. Out of the federation, me and my friends, we have opened a lot of facilities of paddle, and we are very aggressive. We are opening a few more, and the idea is to be all Indonesia, to have a facility in every province. So
I would paddle is paddle be as popular as tennis or
yeah,
badminton?
I get this question a lot, especially being interviewed. This is the most frequently asked question: Is this just a hype? Is this just a FOMO, or it's going to last very long? Because, like I said, I've seen the journey of pedal from -1 to where it is today. I have 3 reasons why this is going to last more than 10 years. This kind of hype more than 10 years. The first one being the barrier to entry is very low. It's not your tennis, it's not your badminton. Anybody can play. Even you, Poonam, just have to pick a racket and you can even play. Everything depends on who you play with. The intensity will determine that by itself. And point number two, the we kicked off as PON. PON is PON is the Olympics of Indonesia. So we launched the sport as an exhibition sport that was already approved by the government last year in Medan, and now 4 years later, 2028 in Lombok, we are going to be official sport in PON.
Wow.
2028, we are going to be exhibition, well, hopefully in LA Olympics. 2032, Brisbane, we will be an official sport in the Olympics. And the journey is still very long. Imagine 7 years from now is just the first Olympics. And we from the federation are doing so much. Like, for example, now with the International Federation, we're sending our athletes to Qatar, Doha for the event. So for me, this is more than tennis, more than badminton, again, because of the reason the barrier to entry is very low. And point number three, Indonesia have a very rich history in double sports, double for racket sports. They excel in tennis, they excel in badminton. I guarantee you they will excel in paddle.
Wow. I think it's wonderful how you are growing now, going out to the world from Indonesia and
Yeah.
taking the sport there. So, Akash, out of the hundreds of kids you've trained, is there any
Mhm.
one story of a student that really inspired you?
Yes, I think there's one boy, his name is Ocean Lim. He was with us when he was 4 years old. He's 16, I think 17 now, and he's based in Spain.
Wow.
He was part of the national under 16 lineup many months ago or towards the end of last year. And hopefully he will live his dream. We are here no matter how many thousands of miles away, but we are in touch, in communication with his mom and dad. Every time they are here, we still, we meet. And how do we support the kid even from here? But how much it takes to be successful in this sport, I
Right.
mean, it's not easy. So a lot of sacrifices. I've seen what the parents have done for him, just so that he can have a shot at this. So that is really inspiring. and definitely a benchmark and an example for the rest of us.
Right. So, Akash, if I understand correctly, being an athlete is a team sport where you need to have a team around you to take you forward from
Of course,
starting.
the unsung heroes.
Yes, the unsung heroes, and starting from
Mhm.
the coach to the parents and to everybody who supports their
The
journey.
whole ecosystem has to be correct.
Right. So, Akash, if anybody wanted to get into being coaching, be a coach as a like what you do, what is your
Mhm.
message for them?
That there is no rush. Every day is a learning day. Continue to make mistakes. That's how I personally grew, continuously making mistakes and not afraid of it. Even today, for example, in futsal, holding a level 3 license, which is the highest license in the world or even in Indonesia right now, I'm continuously learning and seeking for education.
Right.
Uh, there's, there is no end to it. I think a lot of the younger coaches now are always just running after the certification, running after the licensing, and suddenly, hey, I have this license. But as a human being, as a coach, how do you motivate people if you are not improving yourself too?
Right.
So for me, the message is there's no rush. Every day is a learning day.
Thank you, Akash. That was very
Thank you.
interesting and very, very inspiring to hear about your journey and how you have moved from a challenge to a purpose. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Buna.
Thank you. Bye bye.